How will we manage our finances in 10 years? In a world that's going to be more interconnected than ever before, are we still going to manage our finances in isolation, only looking at our own transactions and our own balances? Are we going to be sifting through hundreds of direct mail offers and websites, trying to find the right financial products for us? I don't think so. I think the world is going to become more transparent and intelligent than we can ever anticipate. And that's the future that we're building at Status Money. Today, we're proud to demo Status, the first personal finance management platform that gives everybody the ability to compare their finances with millions of people like them, and to get algorithmic recommendations that help them make the right financial decisions every step of the way. Let's see how it works. We're going to go to statusmoney.com and click the Join Status button. At this point, we're creating an account that is going to identify this user uniquely. Simple information such as their name, their email address, and a password. Throughout this process, they're going to provide information about their income, about their age, and about their living situation. And that's going to help Status identify people who are similar to them who may serve as a good benchmark. So this is the second step. We're creating a member profile, creating their birth date, adding their income, renters living in New York who don't own a car. Let's save that profile. And now we get to the credit linking step, which we can skip, but this would help identify their credit score so that we can match them with people that have a similar credit profile to them. Finally, we would look at all of their accounts to give them a complete perspective of all their finances and be able to compare those. We're going to proceed. Status has already identified 12,000 people who fit this profile. They have a similar age, income, and location living in Manhattan. If we had provided the credit score, that would be provided as well. From here, we're going to jump into a different account that actually already has their credit file and all their accounts synced up. The first view that we see is the dashboard. And this particular user has $94,000 in net worth. And Status has figured out that that is in the top 12% among the 12,000 people that are similar to them. That's their peer group. And among the national average, that puts them in the top 17%. Status has also identified two opportunities for them to save money and make better decisions. We'll take a look at those in just a minute. Let's round out the dashboard by looking at what's on it. We've got a spending comparison month to date. We've got debts and assets, also compared to the peers and the national average. And we've got the net worth and the credit score, a complete financial picture of this individual, perfectly up to date. I'll point out that each one of those components has a card underneath it that in plain, algorithmically generated natural language is telling them about that chart and explaining it in simpler terms. Let's go back up to the spending chart and take a look at what we've got. So this chart is telling us that we have spent $1,684 month to date, and that we are projected to exceed the spending of our peers this month. That card underneath is telling us just that. Your projected spending is higher than that of your peers. Now, the projected spending is taking a look at all of this person's transactions over the last 12 months and projecting it out by category so you can have a bit of a predictive power into your own future. We wanted to know whether this information was useful. We partnered with the University of Chicago and the University of Maryland to look at how people change their behavior, thousands of our users, after learning that their spending is above that of their peers. And what we learned is people reduced their spending in the subsequent 2 months by 23%. And that was in categories that are discretionary, such as travel, restaurants, and entertainment. So this is incredibly powerful information for somebody to have. Now let's drill deeper by clicking on the Learn More button in this card. And what we can see now is a 6-month trend of our spending also compared, and there's a dotted line that indicates our average income. And it's very easy to see that we have been spending beyond our means. Now let's just say we don't want to look at the national average, but we want to look at people in San Francisco that are similar to us. That's very easy to do. You can just create an add custom group, name it San Francisco, and add a few filters. In this case, we're going to look at the San Francisco area, people who have a similar age to us, call it 40 to 49, who make a similar amount of money, $100,000 to $150,000 a year, and we also want them to be renters. We've got 22,000 people who fit that profile. Let's take a look at them. The charts and the cards are instantly updated. So now we can see that our projected spending is lower than that of the custom group San Fran. Great, maybe we should move here. So let's scroll down and see where our money is going. So these pie charts allow us to look at it by category. And we can see as our top category is actually shopping. We may have a bit of a problem there because we're spending 17% of our income, 17% of our spending there, while our peers are only spending 7%. So let's keep going and look at the combined shopping and spending over the last 6 months. We've spent almost $9,000 there. Our peers have only spent a third of that. So let's track it. By simply clicking on the track button, we now know that we're spending $1,700 a month on shopping while our peers are spending $600. Let's set a limit, $1,000. That seems pretty aggressive, but yet doable. We hit set limit. We've got a little indicator telling us that that's been set up now. We pop back to the dashboard, and here it is. We are still below that limit for this month, and we have enough time to correct course before we blow our budget. Now let's take another look at those two opportunities the status told us about. First one being, get a new savings account and earn $1,300 in the next 12 months. Well, that sounds very interesting. I'd love $1,300. Let's learn more. And this takes us to an interest rate comparison, where status has already compared the interest rate that we're getting on a savings account with what our peers are getting. Seems like we're earning 6 basis points while our peers are earning all the way up to 125 basis points today. Okay. Given the balance in that account, we can earn an additional $109 by getting a more competitive savings account. This was an algorithmically generated, highly targeted recommendation made just to this user. Now, how would you like to put an offer in front of this person at this time, prompting them to change their product to one of yours? This is what we're ready to launch right now. We would love to partner with you guys. If you would like to talk a little bit more about how our recommendations work, please stop by our table. Thank you.